We stayed afloat for just a while. We dared to swim along. Dark water left your sinking heart to drown.
My cousin used to teach me how to play guitar, and it seemed like 2 years of trying to learn the intro riff for Metallica's Unforgiven.
Is that Brad?
Yeah, it was the only thing I ever had in my musical canon. He sold me a guitar for like $70 or something, and I quickly stopped learning how to play other people's music and started writing my own, and my technique has not developed a day since.
Signature technique. My mum bought me a nylon string guitar, and I went and got some guitar lessons. And I can still have some skills left over, though a lot of it's kind of forgotten. But anyway, it was a beautiful guitar. And then I bought a record, I think it was Super Unknown by Soundgarden. And I was lucky enough and fortunate enough that my mum bought me a Yamaha electric guitar. And I grabbed the nylon acoustic and walked out in the backyard and smashed it against the pavers. In probably, I don't know why I did that. super disrespectful thing to do to my folks. It was just some sort of rebellious switch kicked in. I don't know why. I still don't know why I did that. I was listening to the record, I think. I was like, fuck this guitar. Smash that one. I'll pick up this one.
We don't say what we should say. We get lost beyond the answer. We find loneliness. We pretend, but in the end, we get lost beyond the answer. We find loneliness. I never thought to hold you. I never thought that you might need an anchor.
Once you start playing or writing, you usually find yourself at the kind of happening venues around Perth. One of them being the Grosvenor Backroom. It was a really good venue in Perth. Played all sorts of bands, and there was a bit of a scene going on there for a long time. It's kind of where Adam and I met there.
In a toilet. Actually, I think we first met in a toilet.
We're still in the toilet.
Still in the toilet.
So yeah, like if you're playing in bands, it was pretty easy to meet other people, and it was a happening scene, totally. Yeah, well, we started after meeting at that show in Perth. We started writing stuff together, and demoed a bunch of stuff, and had to put on a gig, a show in Fremantle.
We called ourselves the Nouns.
We did. We were called the Nouns. That's the first show we ever.
No, it was you and I doing that acoustic thing as Kenny Adams, remember?
Oh yeah, we did an acoustic thing called Kenny Adams.
To one friend of ours.
And then after that, after a slew of really shit shows and kind of shit experiences, we just sort of stuck at it and found our feet a bit, and then from there it kind of became a snowball. Fell into it. I've always been singing as a young kid. My mum is a singer. Her side of the family are all musicians, are all players. So if you love it enough, you're going to find it somewhere. You know.
Anything else? I went to university. I've been to university a couple of times. I've been to TAFE. Got kicked out of that. Did audio school. Did another degree. Tried everything. And yeah, you just try and have a normal life, and something happens and you're like, it's not really going to happen, bro. So you sort of stick with it. My parents actually supported me and sort of hit a point where they were like, you know what, stop fighting and just give it up, when they heard it was like a demo cassette that was sitting in the car of my mum's that I used to listen to, and they listened to this cassette and they came back and they said, you know what, we finally get it. We hear what you're doing now. We're going to support you in this. I'm like, awesome. Never told them it was a Smashing Pumpkins cassette. They thought it was me.
Oh, that's gold. That is gold. changed a fair bit, and for the better. I think we understand a bit more about what we're trying to do. I think we understand more about what works for everyone and individuals in our process, in our space, whether it's, you know, all under the guise of working, recording, touring, the whole lot. We understand our space and our roles a lot better.
I think a lot of the production stuff comes in a lot earlier now, as in when it used to be Birds of Tokyo was just a rock band or whatever. Everything was done with a guitar, bass, drums or whatever. Now, you know, with grand divisions and, you know, all sorts of, I don't know, crazy aspirations or whatever, you want certain things to sound a certain way, and you're not getting that just sitting around with an acoustic guitar. So we bring this sort of production forward and tend to build songs now with all that stuff, say in the computer or whatever. So it's much, it's closer to what the real thing might end up like from the earlier on in the piece now. So as we're sort of working through it, we have a grand vision, we can sort of hear that as we're going, rather than write for a year and then wait till the end and you go, oh, that's what it's going to sound like. I think the scope of the band's so much broader than just, you know, guitars, drums and bass these days, and so if we didn't have that accessibility to be able to do that, then we'd probably still just be banging out, you know, music that we consider sounds kind of dated or something, I suppose.
Don't need promises for countless miles anew to live our lives the way we always thought we could. We can hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. We live in a moment.
We're writing at the moment, and stuff's coming out fairly different to what we've done so far. So before we commit to a record next year, it's a good time to put something like this out.
Yeah, and choosing the songs was sort of like, we kind of went into it thinking if we're doing like a festival set, which generally you do, it's not your show, so you kind of put together tracks that sort of give the people out there a good idea of what it is that you do, so it sort of becomes a process of like, alright, if we're putting on the ultimate festival set, what's got to be in there, you know, and that was kind of the decision-making process for the playlist record.
Have something beautiful.